Well, we didn't get a trailer. What's up, residents? Hope you're having a wonderful holiday. If you have been following Godzilla vs. Kong intently, then you might have gotten a bit excited thinking that we were set to get the first trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong around Christmas. But this is Godzilla vs. Kong, and we should have known better. We of course got a small teaser during CCXP, but that was only around 3 seconds of footage, and as awesome as it was, we expected more. As big of a bummer that it is once again to get ourselves overly excited for something that we wish would happen, we have to remember that these are anything but ordinary times for the film industry. First, the movie was delayed due to the creators wanting to make sure that it lived up to the expectations, and then the pandemic came and put a damper on the fans getting any sort of promotional material, trailer included. And just when it seemed like the industry and the world in general was starting to overcome the changes of the new pandemic, Warner Bros., the distributor for Godzilla vs. Kong, threw a massive curveball. They recently set forth a plan to release all their 2021 movies in both theaters and their own streaming service, HBO Max. Legendary, the studio that creates the MonsterVerse movies, along with the upcoming June flick, also distributed by Warner Bros., was anything but pleased about this. Fans don't always look at the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on to create and release a movie. There is a ton of back-end deals, massive amounts of money being thrown around, and complex marketing and promotional plans set in motion between all sorts of different companies. And when these plans get messed up, well, the people who make the movies can suffer the most. Legendary Studios will reportedly only allow Godzilla vs. Kong to be released on HBO Max for $250 million. $50 million more than what Netflix offered Legendary for the rights to stream Godzilla vs. Kong. Let's circle back to Warner Bros. And why they went this route, even though they had to have known it would have not only resulted in drastically less box office earnings, but also potential feuds with the studios they work with. On the surface, they selected this route due to more and more people wanting to stay home and watch their movies. Movie theaters can be hit and miss when it comes to wonderful experiences. Depending on the crowd you watch the movie with, and with the pandemic still happening, it's going to be years before all people go back to thinking it's safe to gather in large crowds indoors. Whether it's safe to do so or not, it's going to be hard to get everyone back on track to go out to the theaters again. So they did this partly due to the pandemic, but here's where things get a little more slimy on their part. They didn't allow the studios to have any say in which streaming service the movie came out on, and decided to help themselves out with this bummer of a situation by releasing their movie on HBO Max, the streaming service that is owned by Warner Bros. This would gain them potentially millions of new subscribers, a ton of watch time increase, to help springboard the service to higher levels of success than it was able to achieve on its own. Wonder Woman 1984 was the first movie to have this hybrid release, and here are the numbers for its opening weekend. With a box office gross of $36 million, the movie did the best of any film during the pandemic. But this amount is still half the amount a larger blockbuster like this would normally earn, and even less when you take into account the usually massive turnout for the year's Christmas release time movie. On HBO Max though, Wonder Woman reportedly had a great showing. The movie earned the service millions of new subscribers and apparently tripled the amount of time viewers spent on the platform compared to normal weekend times. This is exactly what Warner Bros. Wanted, and it's already been confirmed that a third Wonder Woman movie has been greenlit. So there is evidence that releasing Godzilla vs. Kong in this format could result in positives for Warner Bros. And the fans, as they could watch the movie however they would like. But who it certainly doesn't help is Legendary. The studio reportedly paid for 75% of the movie. Anything but a massive box office gross is going to really hurt their wallets and any chance for future MonsterVerse movies. Hell, any of their near-future movie ideas may be hurt due to this. But at this point, I don't think worrying about any of the sequels after Godzilla vs. Kong is on their minds. Right now, they are just trying to get their money back for the film's creation. The $250 million they're asking from Warner Bros. In order for the movie to be allowed to release on HBO Max would pay off for most of the movie's production and any other scraps of income that would help pay off for the marketing campaign, if there ever is one. Otherwise, Legendary may end up losing hundreds of millions of dollars, even if the movie is a critical success. Of course, Legendary gets a cut of HBO Max profits as part of the deal Legendary would have entered regarding Warner Bros. Distributing rights, but how large of a cut they would receive is unknown. But at this point, it's hard to say if any movie will be profitable for the studios, making them for the next year at least. At least in my opinion, releasing movies on streaming services is a good call, and is no doubt the future of watching movies. But right now, it's a giant mess with these massive companies fighting over any bit of money they can squeeze out of us. Unless a new permanent streaming service for newly released movies is going to be created, you can expect to see more and more of these companies getting into massive legal ordeals and making it to where we, the viewers, will have to subscribe to every single streaming service if we want to see all the movies at home. So with Godzilla vs. Kong, we may not get anything more of the movie until Legendary and Warner Bros. Come to an agreement. We likely were set to get the trailer for the movie during December, but Legendary most likely halted any marketing for the movie until they know when they can get their money back. There is no way of making any guesses on what will happen from here. We're just gonna have to wait and see. For more movie updates and news on Godzilla vs. Kong, make sure to like this video and subscribe and stomp that notification button to become a resident of Dangerville today. Discuss the chaos down below, and I'll see you residents in the next one.